Papaya. 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 It's no longer summer, and Laura's way better at this than I am.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Cutting Room Floor podcast. I'm Laura, and I like all things Marvel, murder, and marine. And joining me each week will be my co-host Brian, and co-creator of this podcast. He is awesome, and what he doesn't know isn't really worth knowing. So let's get on with the episode.
Hey everybody, welcome back to TCRF.
Hello.
Hey Laura, how's it going?
Alright, thank you.
Awesome sauce. Yes, today we are going to be talking about, let's just jump straight in. We're going to be talking about best book adaptations. So, any novels, any fiction novels that have been adapted into films. I don't think we had any true novels adapted to films. No, I don't know. I've literally forgotten how to speak. The rule.
Films based on books, right? That's what we're doing, please?
Yeah.
Because that's what I've written down.
Yep, I've just had a stroke. I was thinking, my brain was like, but then I said fiction, and then, technically, strictly speaking, we could not be doing fiction. We could have, true books that are...
No, I think all of mine...
I've literally forgotten how. I have completely forgotten how to speak.
I think all of mine are fiction. Novels.
Cool. I think mine are as well, so that makes life a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right. Now that I've completely balked the intro, the rules are...
There are no rules.
The rules are there are no rules, but also that these, as always with all our top tens, pretty much they're just whatever we could come up with in the time given, which was not very long at all. So these lists are subject to change, and we're only human.
Whatevs.
Who cares? Yes, and also I've tried to pick a few that were iconic for the time and probably ruined the film industry because they were so iconic that everyone was all like, "Oh my god, we have to turn every novel in existence into a film as soon as possible because oh my god."
You haven't said why we're doing this.
We are no, that's true.
We decided to do this because there are a lot of films coming out. So there's
there's
Murder on the Orient Express is based on a book by
Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie.
Yep.
There's
that one.
The Snowman coming out by Joe Nesbo.
Yeah.
There
crime thriller.
Is... What was the other one?
There's a Jeffrey Dahmer one coming out, I think.
Oh,
My Neighbor Dahmer.
But that's based on a comic or a graphic novel. But yeah, and
fair.
There was one more that we said.
Oh, can't
remember.
But also Planet of the Apes follow-up did just come out, whichever one it...
Oh,
Rise of Dawn of the War
of the Planet of the Apes, yeah. Right. Yes. For that very reason, we are gathered here today to talk about some of our personal favourites, I guess. Yeah.
What are you... Kick us off.
Number
10.
Well, again, mine are just in an order. I have 10 of them.
Yeah.
But they're not in a, number 10 isn't, my least favourite. It's just the order that I put them in because they were the ones I could think about at the time.
Fair.
So, my first one is Time Traveller's Wife.
Oh, yeah. Audrey Niffenegger.
Audrey Niffenegger. Yeah. And also I've written down how much into them I am.
Okay,
so
go for it.
I have read the book and I have watched the film.
Yeah. Oh, Christ.
So I really like this one.
Clearly, yeah, that is a winner.
Yeah.
Did you,
love the book, love the film. Not everybody else did, but I did.
It sort of changed. They changed a few bits. I don't remember exactly what they changed from the book. Do you remember offhand?
They just
They simplified some stuff.
Yeah, they missed some bits out more than anything. They streamline it a bit, but the main points of the book and the film and the ending are all the same.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair
I didn't know
play,
if you want me to elaborate on the plot or anything.
Oh, no, yeah, go for it. Yeah, what is Time Traveler's Wife about?
Time Traveler's Wife, a man has this genetic disorder that means he travels back and forward in time intermittently.
It's like having a seizure, like an epileptic fit.
Yeah, he has like a seizure and then he pops either back or forward in time.
That would be a shit power, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's just rough.
And he falls in love with this lady and you kind of see it from her point of view.
Yeah, that's right. Mostly.
Because he'll disappear and then he'll turn up and so she first met him when she was 4 years old and he was a really old man.
Yeah.
And it's sort of how their life, so she's always loved him from 4 years old. And then you find out during the film that he's gonna die and because he travels forward in time.
Yeah.
And
he sees
they have a
his own
kid.
death and whatever else.
And it's really nice and sad and everything I like in a book, I sat there and I cried through it. So yeah.
It's an interesting concept because when he knows he's going to die, he also knows that he's going to see her again as she gets older.
Yeah.
So it's this weird kind of they're never
and
really without each other.
They have a daughter,
which is strange.
And the daughter has the same condition, but she has more control over it than he does. And there's this really cute bit where he meets his daughter before. So in his timeline, his daughter
hasn't been born yet.
Is or she's a baby.
Yeah.
And then he meets her when she's 10 years old, and she knows exactly who he is and all this stuff, and it's just really cute.
That's nice.
Yeah. And I have just read that there's going to be a sequel.
Okay.
Due out next year.
A sequel book or a sequel film?
A sequel book.
Okay, cool.
About the daughter Alba, and also I really like the name.
Which will undoubtedly be another film, I suspect.
At some point, probably.
I mean, I don't know. Just to be a bit cynical, I don't know if I want another. I mean, I've only seen the film, but I don't know. It's because it's sort of a story just about life, just about a mixed up life.
Don't take this away from me.
No, I'm just saying because I feel like a sequel cheapens it a little bit. I don't know. I feel like the actual reason why it's good is because it's sort of a reflection of life, but in a weird way. And I just think that maybe if they did a sequel, trying to continue that universe that doesn't sort of make any sense.
Yeah, but Alba can go back and see her dad when he's dead.
But if we're just
it'll be really cute.
Yeah, I guess. But we're just gonna have if it's just gonna be a drama, then the only thing that can happen we already know.
So apparently, where did I read it? It's here. The sequel will focus on Henry and Claire's daughter Alba as an adult. She finds herself in love with two different men, Zach, a normal man, and Oliver, a musician and fellow time traveller.
Okay, alright.
So there you go.
They're sort of opening up the universe quite a bit with that.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
You tell me your first one.
My first one, we've already mentioned, but probably Planet of the Apes. Because The Charlton Heston film is ridiculous by modern standards, but it is great. And especially recently, like all of the recent Planet of the Apes films have all been really good.
Yeah.
And it's kind of they kind of took it in a different direction to the original concept, which was just the spaceman who hits a wormhole, winds up on a planet of apes, and then later discovers that the planet is actually the future of Earth. In the new series, of course, we actually see the scientist who sort of created the smart apes accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm a huge fan of the ridiculous concept. It spawned some ridiculous concepts, even some more modern comics, with Green Lantern and Planet of the Apes crossover comic, which is insane. And so I really like it, based on a French book.
Have you
the 60s
read the book?
No.
You've just seen the film.
I've just seen the film because
You can't read French.
I can't read French, but also I feel like I'm a terrible person. But that's
cool.
No, but I've seen all of the films, I guess.
Yeah.
And some of them are great.
Yeah.
The more modern ones particularly are quite good. Andy Serkis doing motion capture for anything.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
And I even like
the Mark Wahlberg one.
No, I don't really.
You don't like that?
It's all right. Like, it is just an unnecessary remake of the Charlton Heston one, basically, which is a bit different and a bit like darker and weirder, and I don't know. Yeah. But no, great. Very fun. Number 9. Pew.
Okay, so you told me that I wasn't allowed to have all of the films, so I've chosen one of the films. Harry Potter. Guess which one I've chosen?
What's your favourite one? Chamber of Secrets or Goblet of Fire?
So I've chosen Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Okay, this is where me and Laura go on a tangent about Harry Potter for 2 days. That's on my list.
So Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is my favourite film, but Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire is my favourite book. But the reason that I went with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is because it's the first book and film with Dobby in it. So that's why I've chosen it.
Fair enough. No, fair enough.
And I love Harry Potter. I love the books. I love the films. I read the books in a really, really random order, but I still enjoy them.
So here's a fun fact. We both read Goblet of Fire as our first book of Harry Potter books we read.
So the way that I read Harry Potter was I read 4, 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how I read Harry Potter. 7.
7 was later. Like
the films I watched in the right order.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I can remember when the 7th book came out. The films already existed at this point, and literally everyone at Iceland, where I used to work, literally everyone had a copy of the 7th book and were like racing from release date to finish it so everyone could talk about it. It was ridiculous. I
read the last Harry Potter in 2 days.
I read it in 2 weeks. but yeah, I read it. That's quite quick for me. So
yeah.
Yeah, but just, oh my God. I
love Harry Potter. Like, I can't even tell you how much I love Harry Potter.
All right, well, you're with me, so you have to deal with it.
I like the books and I like the films for different reasons. I think the books are much more world building, and the films, I think, are great adaptations for the fact that you can't put everything in. There are obviously bits I wish that they had put in that they didn't, like the spew stuff. I really wish they'd done that. The Hermione's...
Oh, for the house elves.
House elves.
Stuff.
Protection for elf.
Against wizards. I don't know, yeah. I remember. All that stuff was cool. Also, some other stuff they missed from the fourth book, because I think that's from the fourth book as well. Rita Skeeter, or literally all of the stuff from Rita Skeeter almost. Doesn't she get turned into a bug at the end of the fourth?
So she's an unregistered animagus, and she's a beetle. And Hermione, that's how she gets all of the scoops and stuff. Yeah, and Hermione Granger is an absolute badass, and like catches her and is like, "You're gonna stop being mean to Harry."
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to tell everybody.
Rita Skeeter's much worse in the book.
Oh, Rita Skeeter's an absolute horrible person.
Swear word, horrible person.
But someone who isn't as bad, Umbridge. I think she's much worse in the books.
What, in the books or the films? Sorry.
She's much worse in the books than she is in the films.
Yeah, same as Rita Skeeter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Maybe the other way around then. I can't remember.
Doesn't matter.
But like I just really like the Chamber of Secrets and Harry Potter in general.
Do you know people consider the Chamber of Secrets the worst film?
Well, I don't care because they're all wrong.
I'm not entirely sure what it is. Like, some of the acting is kind of bad. Some of the pacing's a bit all over the place. They jammed a lot of the book in, which is good.
And maybe that's why I like it, because I think it runs so closely.
It runs pretty to
the book.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but people just really don't like that film.
Whoever doesn't like it is stupid.
They're all wrong. Yeah, exactly. No, I really like Goblet of Fire as well. Obviously, all the Triwizard tournament stuff is just awesome. I just love. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan as well. Like, it is like not only like a landmark for quite like an actual interesting teen book that's atypical. I mean, it's not atypical as a teen book anymore, because literally everything now is a school for something. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, there are about 18,000 animes made a year that are a school for learning how to be a robot pilot, or a skill for magicians, a skill for witches, a school for, and like that shit has been milked. But like, Harry Potter, I think, easily one of the first to have that format, and also make it interesting as well. And also it's really obvious when you read the books that she knew exactly what was going to happen in each one. Like, there's so many little bits that you pick up on when you've read that, when you know what's going to happen, that it's just really well made and really well put together. I mean, honestly, it's fine if J.K. Rowling doesn't make a book ever again in her entire life, because this series is just something else.
Good one that she's done is Strike, but she doesn't write it as herself. She writes it under a pseudonym.
Oh, yeah.
And they're pretty good.
Strike, what's that about?
Bear with me. She writes it under the pseudonym of Robert Galbraith, and it's like a detective novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read one of them, and really good.
Because that's being adapted.
It's a TV series at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, no, it has been adapted. Sorry,
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's another J.K. Rowling and the other one that I can't remember that was also adapted into a TV series.
Yeah, sure.
My brain's gone.
No, that's fair. Harry Potter, awesome. Anything else you want to say about Harry Potter?
It's just the best.
It's a really good book series.
That probably should have been my number one, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, none of these, I think, have a number one spot. I love them all.
They're all number one.
They're all number one.
In our hearts.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I've read the book and watched the films.
In every
which way.
Yeah.
And audiobooked, which is my favourite way of listening to it, because the narrator that I've been listening to has the best way of doing a Hermione voice. Oh, Harry! And it's just the greatest, and I love it.
Yeah.
Love an audiobook.
Me too. I think if I could, I would have Stephen Fry narrate my life.
Yeah.
Or Morgan Freeman. Or both.
Stephen Fry didn't do my ones. It was a different man.
Sure. I remember he did one audio.
He did some of the But the one that I was listening to wasn't done by Stephen Fry.
Yeah, fair. But oh Harry.
Oh Harry.
Fun fact: Laura spent days just saying that to me. Just oh Harry.
Oh
like
Harry.
for days. So long. I forgot what my name is. I just assumed my name was Harry for the longest time.
Harry.
It's like a Stockholm syndrome thing. Anyway, all right. My next one on the list, shall we? Because we're not going in any particular order. I guess Misery. Let's talk Stephen King.
Yay! I don't know what Misery is.
Kathy Bates and the man who's in other stuff. I've forgotten his name. But the premise is pretty much. Are you finding his name?
James Caan.
There you go, James Caan. He's in so much stuff. Yeah. So the premise of. Misery,
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kathy Bates. She's the one in Hotel.
American Horror Story.
American Horror Story.
She's in all of them up after Cult, I think.
Yeah.
Third season. Yeah, which we like? Question mark. I don't
Yes,
know. I quite
do.
like it, but
I
I
do.
didn't want to speak for the group. Yeah, Misery is an interesting one because Stephen King obviously mostly writes horrors, but then occasionally he'll write a prison drama, or occasionally he'll write a coming of age story, or occasionally he'll write a coming of age story with an evil clown.
Yeah.
Misery is actually there's another that Misery is basically another little Stephen King umbrella, which is he writes about authors. So James Caan in Misery is a man who writes a series of children's books, I believe, and
Just says a novelist.
sure, and he writes the series, and he's finished off the series now. I'm probably gonna just go be making some of this up, but he finishes off the series, but then he gets in a car accident with a crazy ass lady who it turns out is his number one fan. She kidnaps him by basically saving his life from the car crash, and keeps him locked in her house, and insists that she write more like fan fiction basically for her. It's really weird.
She discovers that the novelist is gonna kill off her favourite character.
That's right. Yeah.
And so she goes
Nope.
mental.
Yep, she just goes nope, and then
She forces the author to shape his writing to suit her twisted fantasies.
and then breaks his leg one time.
Oh no.
So he tries to escape, and she's
Yes.
like, "Oh, we can't have you escaping. I'm insane."
Crack.
No, I think she uses a massive hammer.
Oh
on
look,
the
that's what the
television.
picture is here.
Yeah, but no,
Not that I'm on IMDb or anything.
not at all. We remember everything offhand. Just
Yeah.
we are basically Google.
Yeah, that's it.
But no, it's a really good film, a really good thriller,
Yeah.
and a really good book. And one of the things that makes Stephen King pretty good at stuff is that he's quite good at psychological thriller type things. Like a lot of his writing is very idiosyncratic to his characters, so they'll say stuff that almost in their own personal voice, which I like. After you've read enough of Stephen King, you kind of realise that all those voices are pretty much him.
Yeah.
But
It's quite I didn't realise it was as like I know it's like 28
It's
years old or
from
something.
the 90s, right?
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
So 28. But
27?
yeah, about that.
Yeah, I don't even know.
But I didn't
Yeah.
realise it was as
Yeah,
modern as that.
yeah, because there are plenty of hit films from the 80s as well,
Yeah.
like his as well. I think probably 80s are the earliest films,
Mhm.
anyway. But yeah, no, Stephen King pretty much one of the earlier authors that film companies were like, we need to make
Let's get on these.
every book he's made into a film. Even some of the weird ideas like short stories, like The Langoliers and The Mist, which are, one of them is about a plane that the theory, because it's never actually scientifically explained in the film, but the plane has, while they were all asleep, stepped 1 minute out of time, and the Langoliers are these creatures that are eating time.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, it's sort of like a weird separate dimension, 1 minute out of time, with the rest of the world, and the Langoliers are these creatures that are catching them up, and it is really bizarre because the name. This is quite a Stephen King thing to do, but the name is. Laura's just seen pictures of the Langoliers, which are literally.
They're just little mouths coming out of the sky.
They're like little meatball mouths. It's very weird. But like, yeah, the Langoliers concept, that like the name is from some kind of myth or legend. Someone brings up a thing and they're like, "Oh, what are those beasts?" And they're like, "I've heard of a legend of the Langoliers." Blah blah blah. And it's one of those. But like, what a weird concept to turn into a film. But they did it.
Yeah.
And then The Mist, which is literally a whole bunch of people get stuck in a supermarket, a mist appears, and then giant weird ass creatures from another dimension kill everyone. Like, what? Let's turn that into a film. It's not a happy film either. Holy crap. Thomas Jane, the spoiler alert for that film, because it probably won't be the final to the series, the new Netflix Mist series that's out, which is based on the same concept. But in the end of the film, Thomas Jane shoots everyone in a car to put them out of their misery because the world has ended, except he doesn't have enough bullets for himself.
So he has to... Oh no.
So he kills everyone, and then he sits in his car, and then the government arrive and save everyone. So it's like the worst of all endings. That doesn't happen in the book. In the book, which is a short story, by the way.
Is this for The Mist, right?
Yeah, I just started going on the massive Stephen King thing. Sorry. But in the in the story for The Mist, they just go off into drive off into the distance. And they go, "We have no idea if we're going to survive or not." And that's it. But the rest of the book is more about how different people deal with the crisis.
Yeah.
Basically. Like they just in this small little group that are in a supermarket, a couple of them form a little cult and they believe that the mist is Jesus or something, and then another guy gets killed. I don't know. Yeah, they all form their own little groups, terrible. But let's just make every book that Stephen King's ever written into a film. Why not?
Okay.
I heard that Cell is terrible, by the way. That's Samuel L. Jackson's in that film, and John Cusack.
Do you want me to tell you the next one on my list so you can carry on?
Yeah, sure.
The next one on my list is The Shawshank Redemption.
Ah, yes.
By Stephen King.
Stephen King, Tim Robbins. The lead in that role.
I first met Andy.
Go for it. Can you do the rest of the podcast in that voice?
No.
I think it's not.
I like Andy Dufresne.
Dufresne.
I love that film. Shawshank Redemption. I just like the bit where he's been crawling through the sewage pipe and he comes out in the rain. You know that like iconic.
Yeah.
That's just the best.
Freedom. And then he leaves him a note and he tells him to find the thing under the rock by the tree. And
then he goes and he's got a beer waiting for him, and it's just the best.
That's ignoring the fact that the most common criticism is that there's no possible way he could have known that beer was going to be there like 20 years later or whatever.
Well, of course.
Because like landscapes change and people cut down trees all the time and stuff. But no, it's nice.
Shut your face.
It's a nice film, and again quite different for Stephen King.
Yeah.
He's not the only prison drama he's done though.
The Green Mile.
Yeah, have you seen The Green Mile?
I have seen The Green Mile. I don't like it.
It's quite sad.
I don't like it because of the man that gets executed.
Yeah.
And they don't wet the thing.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
Because it's like they're being mean, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the more painful way to go. Basically, yeah.
And I didn't like it.
That's it's
but he has a little bird, doesn't he?
He's sort of Jesus. He brings a bird back to life. He's sort of got magical powers. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think so.
It's all very weird. Because
he's a little bit dumb, isn't he?
Yeah, he's sort of slow.
And
I think.
And yeah, he
he
brings like a little bird. But that's cute.
Let's go with yes. I mean,
I like that one.
If that's not exactly what the story is, our version is better. So.
But I do like the Shawshank Redemption too.
No, yeah, Shawshank is a good film.
I haven't read it. Have you read it?
No, I can't say I have. I mostly read. Stephen King was a little bit of a naughty one for me because I read it when I was very young and I was like, ooh, scary stuff.
Ooh, oh, it's scary.
I'm such a grown up.
Yeah.
And then so I didn't read any of his more like
grown up
drama ones.
More grown up ones.
Because yeah, it was all about like killer clowns and haunted hotels. All right. Well, my next one, we may as well just get the Stephen King's ones out of the way.
Okay.
The Shining.
Ah!
As a film, again, a lot of these adaptations aren't that close to the book, but as a film, it's just a really good film. Jack Nicholson.
Here's Tommy.
Yeah, here's Johnny. But
that's it. Oh, I've seen this one, haven't I? It's the one with the twins. And he rides around on his little bicycle.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Do you know the plot of that film?
He dies in the end. Jack Nicholson takes over as a caretaker of a hotel.
In the middle of buck-ass nowhere. I don't know.
And he takes his wife and his son with him.
Yeah.
And the hotel tells him that he has to kill his son. Right?
Just kill everyone.
Kill everyone. And he dies in the snow.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, the hotel is haunted. Jack Nicholson has his own problems because he's an alcoholic.
Right.
And so he's a recovering alcoholic who's just got a new job for the first time. And he's like, I'm going to write a book, get away at this hotel and just be serene for a bit. And and then the hotel that they go to is haunted, and the hotel tries to get him to kill his family. Yeah, so pretty messed up. But his son has The Shining. So The Shining is this. It's the gift.
Yeah.
Of like seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
More or less.
Which one do you like better, the book or the film?
The book's better, but the film's different, and also it's a really good film. Like I quite liked it. It has some really good moments in it,
and I don't like horror films.
Some good jumpy bits, like when he's running, as you said, when he's running around his little tricycle. All that stuff is fucking great.
Is The Shining the same hotel as Bates Motel?
No. Oh. No, that's the motel from Psycho.
Yeah, but aren't they the same?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought I read that somewhere.
No, I don't think so.
No.
No, because Psycho isn't a Stephen King related thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All work and no play makes Jack a grumpy boy.
A dull boy, I think. Not.
And then that's when he's got the axe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like been left on his own for a little while. He's acting weirder and weirder and weirder, and then his wife sort of goes, "Oh, what's he been writing? Let me check, see how that's progressing." And then it's not good.
No.
It's not good at all. But yeah, not a bad concept. It's interesting because the lead character is the one that goes mental. His son has magical powers, so there's a lot going on. I don't know. It works quite well. I think as a story, even if it all ends in disaster and there's not much. There is also a sequel called Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
A sequel novel, should I say. But that was done so far after the fact, I have no idea if it's any good. I own the book, but I've never read it. But yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, so Stephen King, he's done a crap ton of stuff. And a couple of them got on our list. I guess that's the main takeaway. What do you like Stephen King stuff?
Well, I've said a few that I like, so yes. Yes, I do.
Sure, fair enough. Do you wanna bust out your next on the list?
My next one on my list is The Hunger Games.
Okay, yeah. Let's
films
talk about Hunger Games.
Based on the books by Susan Collins, of which I have read and watched all of them.
Do you want to talk about the plot?
Dystopian future. The country or the world is split into like sections, and the further you have the capital in the middle, and there are 13 districts. Well, there are actually 12 districts.
And the capital.
And the no.
Is that right? Oh.
Okay. So
I don't remember.
you start off knowing that there are 12 and the capital, and then as the books progress, you find out that there was a 13th which rose up, and everyone thought that had been destroyed, but actually they've just been living underground. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
And the further you go away from the capital, the like worse life gets. And every year they have what's known as the Hunger Games, where basically they choose 2 people from each district to fight to the death.
In like a battle royale.
In a battle royale.
With like computer simulated, not simulation, but computer controlled, like survival situations, like poisonous
and like genetically modified killer animals,
which have the faces of your loved ones on them in some cases. That was weird.
The mockingjays, which like
had the voices. But no, the creatures on all fours that chase them are supposed to have the face of the of your loved ones on them as well.
It's just all stuff to like mess you up.
Yeah,
and then you just follow.
You become a bit of a celebrity after you win.
Yeah.
But everyone who went in there with you is dead.
Yeah. And then he just follows on from there.
Yeah. So who's the main character? I mean,
Katniss. Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah.
And Peter Malark.
Yeah.
And you just follow them over 3 books, and they survive the Hunger Games, and then they have to go back in again, and then they form an uprising and destroy the capital, and it's great, and I really like them. And they're like teen novels.
Yeah, very much so.
But I still really enjoyed them when I read them at like 22.
And you read them all before the first film came out, and you were really excited. What did you think of... So the 3 leads are Jennifer Lawrence Katniss, Josh Hutcherson as Peter, and Liam Hemsworth as the idiot one, who we don't like.
Gale,
there we go. I was going to say Dale. That's different guy. Yeah, so what did you think of the casting? Because you know more about probably Hunger Games than me by a long shot.
I liked Katniss and Peter. I thought they were cast well. I hated Gale from the beginning. And I thought he was cast well too.
Fair enough.
But no, I never liked him ever.
It always impresses me how normal size both the Hemsworth brothers can be made to look in certain film roles, because they're giant people.
Yes.
But they're just like, oh look, they're the same size as everyone else. Don't believe it, guys. Don't trust them.
It was quite sad that what's his face died.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I've forgotten his name. La 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 la. La 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 la. Intermission.
He's got 3 names.
Yeah, I've completely forgotten his name. And all the stuff that he did. So good work.
He's Truman Capote.
Philip Seymour
Hoffman.
And I just remembered that. I didn't Google it.
Well done.
I like to let the podcast know.
Yeah, and I just really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They really took him out of the last film, which makes sense, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I actually really liked Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson was really good, yeah.
Elizabeth Banks.
Yes, they were very good. And I liked, I think they should have been a bit more wild. Yeah. With the Capital's hairdos and stuff, but...
Because they're supposed to be ridiculously flamboyant, like Elton John in Kingsman flamboyant, I guess.
But, yeah, no, I thought it was good.
Yeah, no, really good series. Nice dystopian future with a difference. And also like a growing story as well.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that they turned Peter against her for a bit. That was stressful. But then in the film they barely did it. So in the
book it's a lot more worse.
Yeah.
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 But Yeah.
Fair
Another
fair
book
dues.
that made me cry. So, you know,
Aw.
you've got the gist of what I like in a book.
Tears.
I need tears.
Tears of some kind of emotion.
Yeah.
Well done. You're in the favourites list. Okay. My next one actually is another sort of honourable mention from I think the 90s. Along Came a Spider. Morgan Freeman, I think, is the lead in that one, right?
Have you read the book?
No. I've not read a single James Patterson book, in fairness.
The book is awesome. I've seen the film as well,
Yeah.
but the book is great. I read the book when I went to Indonesia,
Yeah, oh yeah.
when I spent like 3 weeks
Eating nothing but rice.
eating nothing but rice and,
You didn't like fish.
and just reading. And I read about 12 books in 3 weeks. It was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really good.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, well, do you want to talk about the plot of this one?
No, it's your.
Oh, I was trying to get away with that one. It's basically a crime thriller about a ring of paedophiles, right? Or a single paedophile. Man, I've actually forgotten.
So, it's a kidnapping, isn't it?
Yeah. Of a boy.
No, isn't it a girl? Hold on.
It's on my favourites list, and I'm literally blanking on
Yeah,
every single part of it.
He's like a senator, or he's like someone in high up government. His son gets kidnapped from school, and Morgan Freeman has to like go and find him.
Oh shit, I'm mixing up two films here. But that's still a really good film.
You're not thinking of
I'm thinking of the one with the
You're not thinking of the Denzel Washington one.
Man on Fire?
Man on Fire.
Maybe.
And I think, yeah.
I
think that's what you're thinking of.
Awkward. I don't think Man on Fire is based on the book anyway. No, I knew Along Came a Spider was based on a book.
Yeah. So, Along Came a Spider is a psychological thriller. Daughter of a US senator is kidnapped from her exclusive private school by computer science teacher, and then they have to help find the girl.
Is she put up for auction online or something? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so.
I am. Well, I completely ruined this entire.
I think Man on Fire is the one where she's sold into a.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Well, there we go. We don't really know.
What can I say? I absolutely love Man on a Spider. So that was it was a landmark book adaptation anyway, because there's a whole bunch of procedural crime drama things that really pioneered a lot of the stuff that we basically see every day now in CSI and Criminal Minds and all that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was one of the biggest ones. 2001. There you go. Yeah, nice. What's your next one?
My next one is The Da Vinci Code.
Yay!
By Dan Brown, which you hate.
Don't hate them. I just find them a bit boring. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks
Other people.
plays Professor Langdon.
Professor Robert Langdon.
I love all of them.
I don't hate them, but I just like.
I thought I'd put The Da Vinci Code in because it's the first one. I've read 3 of the books, watched all of the films that have come out.
So the sequence is Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, Inferno.
Isn't it just?
I don't remember what order they're in.
I think.
But
So, Angels and Demons came out in 2000.
yeah.
Da Vinci Code 2003. Lost Symbol in 2009. There is also another book in the Robert Langdon series, Inferno, which came out in 2013.
Oh, sure. So that's actually one of the most recent ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
do you want to talk a little bit about the Robert Langdon novels as a whole?
He solves riddles. He solves century-old puzzles for funsies.
Basically, yeah. He's like a lecturer.
He's a symbologist, isn't he?
Yeah, which isn't a real thing.
No,
I'm sure.
know. But...
but no, you're right. Absolutely. He does a lot of he knows a lot of history. He's basically a history teacher who knows a lot about ambigrams and stuff.
Yeah.
But he gets embroiled in a few mysteries. The Da Vinci Code is interesting because because I think it starts very well. Like with the mystery and stuff, I just think that the pacing makes it quite slow.
Yeah.
And I dip in and out of that film, but the intro is quite good. And also I really like Ian McKellen in that film. I think he's awesome.
Oh yeah, I was like Ian McKellen's in. Oh yeah, he's the old. Yeah, I just like the and I know none of it is real. You know, there wasn't a secret key that
whatever. Yeah.
You know, but
Holy Grail. San Royale.
I think it's quite exciting to think that it might be, you know, there might be secret messages in like the Bible and stuff.
Yeah, it's just, well, I mean, yeah, I think that's fair.
It's just fun, and I like stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
sort of like borderline fiction where it's sort of still very much in reality.
Yeah.
And even when you get to Inferno, which is the most over the top, I think.
Yes.
You get
but that could kind of be real.
The concept that a man with a lot of money has gone insane and tried to kill the entire, like a lot of the population for like pseudo noble reasons is that's kind of a real thing. Yeah. And the fact that Felicity Jones could be secretly trying to solve puzzles to try and kill half the population, you know, that's quite reasonable.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
But no, it's yeah, the series are not bad, but I know you love them, so.
Yes, please.
They sort of, I guess another thing for me and them is that they lose about 3/4 of the way through. They lose the puzzle aspect a little bit, and then it becomes a lot of guesswork. But yeah, nice.
What's your next one?
My next one is Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, I like that one.
Pretty much all of the Hannibal books by Thomas Harris. And
I haven't read any of them, but I've seen 2 of the films, and I did enjoy that one.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins pretty much.
He's great, isn't he?
Blows it away. It's an interesting concept because rather than just a crime thing about one serial killer, it's what they often do in America actually with profilers. I say often. Profilers still only solve like less than 10% of all cases they've ever solved. But in Silence of the Lambs, Jodie Foster's character goes to speak to another serial killer who they've already locked up in order to get insight into this new serial killer, which is a very real concept. They do that, and they did do it with famously with some of the big names. I think.
Oh, like I think John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy. They both spoke to like while they were
investigating other serial killers.
And like before they put Ted Bundy to death, they had loads of interviews with him to try and get in the minds of like serial killers, to try and find out if there was like a kind of genetic thing or if it was
what, like whether the motivations aligned.
Gotta
be honest, it sounds like a shit job talking to crazy people who well,
Yeah.
serial killers who, and it turns out to be a shit job for Jodie Foster as well.
Yeah.
She does not enjoy that very much. And then she's tricked into releasing him to the wild. Basically, I think that's what the end of the Silence of the Lambs film is. They catch one and the other one escapes.
Yeah.
And Hannibal Lecter, famous cannibal as well. So, it's all it's all very well done. I like the films because they continue in a nice way. And what did you think of the TV series?
Didn't like it.
Mads Mikkelsen and Hugh Dancy.
No, too much.
Very psychological, very in your face, kind of trippy. I really liked it from what I've seen of it, but I've not seen that much of it.
No, too much.
I think it's pretty damn good, but I think you're not a fan. But that's my next one. What about you? What's your next one?
Another tearjerker. The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas.
Oh my god. So
by John Boyne.
yeah.
I'm not sure if I've written that down right. I think I've written that down right.
Well, just assume.
Yeah. World War II film set in a concentration camp. There's a little boy whose dad is a German officer and he's lonely and he wanders around and he finds a friend who just happens to live on the other side of the fence and he doesn't know why he doesn't understand why he has to wear striped pyjamas, and they become friends and they're just friends and they don't know that one's a German and one's a Jew and they shouldn't be friends. It's like The Fox and the Hounds but set in World War II, and it has the most horrific ending, and I think I sobbed for about 3 days afterwards.
It has pretty much the what you expect ending.
But it just, up until the ending, it's just the most beautiful story because it just shows the innocence of children, that they don't see race, they don't see religion, they just see one boy and he wants to be friends with another boy, and it's just the most beautiful, beautiful story, and I love it. I love the book, I love the film, cried at both. It's great.
And I don't do sad things, so...
You didn't have to watch it, it's fine.
Thank God for that. No, I just, I can't deal with that. On an emotional level.
Your next one.
My next one is The Princess Bride.
Never seen it. And you keep moaning at me that I haven't seen it.
Literally the worst person. The Princess Bride is great. The Princess Bride, the lead character's name is Carrie Eulis. Even has not Lou Ferrigno, the other guy, Andre the Giant, and it has Mandy Patinkin.
Yes.
From Criminal Minds.
My name is Ingenium Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Yep. I know that bit.
Inigo, I think, is actually what his name is, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So the premise is Columbo, Peter Fox, is telling his grandson a story as he goes to bed, and the story is this crazy plot of the Dread Pirate Roberts and love and marriage and all that.
Cool. Sounds cute.
Yeah.
I will watch.
I was hoping you get the reference from The Office US because he says marriage brings us together. Michael starts shouting that during one of the weddings.
I will watch it eventually. I've just got to get there in my own time.
It's properly dated now though, but it is great. Like, it's just so good. I've not actually read the book, but I really wanted to have this on here. Because
nearly 30 years later, or 30 years later, I will get there eventually.
Yeah, it's fine. But no, it's just everyone's quite charming and silly, and it's just good fun. And there's some weird as fuck stuff they do, like they bring him back to life with like weird, like, with a conker which they paint. Like, what? They stick him on a rack with water pipes, and it just doesn't make any sense. But it's great.
Cool.
Yeah, we will watch that.
I will watch it.
I will make you.
Okay.
Next.
The only black and white film I have ever watched and enjoyed
Okay.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh,
Harper Lee.
The Gregory Peck.
Gregory
version.
Peck. Just adore it. Love the book. I've read the book. I first read the book at school when I was like 13.
Yeah.
And I must have read it at least 14 times. I love it. I've got that manky old copy that just goes it's a great book. It's a great film.
Do you want to talk about the plot?
Gregory Peck. Everyone knows what To Kill a Mockingbird is. If they don't, then I'm disowning everybody. Whoever doesn't know what To Kill a Mockingbird is, shame on you. Scout is a little girl and her dad is a lawyer, and he's got to deal with a bit of a bad case, and they're all tied up in like a bit racist and
quite a bit racist. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's sort of trying to figure herself out in the world, and you know, to have a dad who has such strict moral values is difficult, but it's just a really nice film about growing up and like finding your place in the world, I think, and it's just adorable.
What about the sequel book, Go Set a Watchman?
It ruined my life.
Do you want to briefly talk about that?
I think for me, I first read To Kill a Mockingbird when I was Scout's age.
Yeah.
So I was about 8 or 9, something like that.
Yeah.
And then Go Set a Watchman was when she was around 30 years of age, which again is what I was about 28 when I read it.
Yeah.
So it was literally like I was Scout.
Yeah.
Learning, because basically
growing as a human being, and in the plot of Go Set a Watchman you discover that what's his name? Atticus. Yeah.
Atticus Finch is not what you thought he was. He's a little bit racist.
Yeah.
And he's a little bit of a not very nice.
Yeah.
He has some flawed philosophies and
which you hated because
it just ruined my life.
Because it ruins your
it ruined how I felt about To Kill a Mockingbird.
The entire book. Yeah.
It just ruined everything, and I just felt exactly like her, and I got very sad, and it just ruined how I thought of Atticus Finch. It ruined what I thought about To Kill a Mockingbird. It ruined my life.
Well, to be quite honest with you, it was a sequel book so far after the original that it's just like, I hate sequels that are made really far after the original.
And the other problem is that Go Set a Watchman was actually written before To Kill a Mockingbird,
right.
But she released To Kill a Mockingbird first.
Sure.
So she always knew that he was like,
okay,
and I was just not very happy.
Emotionally destroyed.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But there you go. Can't have it all our own ways, can we?
Yeah. Sorry.
Next one.
Next. Fight Club.
There are 2 rules of Fight Club. First rule is
nobody talks about
Fight Club.
The actual word.
Or is that the one rule of Fight Club? What's the second?
The second rule is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Oh.
Whatever. Yeah.
I like Fight Club.
Yeah, the film. It's one that I've not actually read the book on. But the film is phenomenal.
It's good, isn't it? Didn't see that twist coming. Did you?
He was in his head.
It was in his brain.
No, it's clever. And when you go back, it's very good.
Yeah.
I was also quite shocked when you had the little weird penis. That was weird.
What weird penis?
So there's a bit where he leaves. There's a scene somewhere in the middle where he leaves the Alcoholics Anonymous club, and it just flashes one still frame of
a penis
of a willy. Yeah.
Oh no, didn't know that.
For literally no reason.
Amazing.
It's yeah. I wasn't expecting that when I saw it, but no. A great idea about a man. A great film about a man who is just wants to be extraordinary but has no idea how to be and feels like he's imploding because his life is meaningless, and then he meets another man who is completely mental, but he's also everything that this man wants to be at the same time, and
twist, it's him.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just and Helen Bonham Carter's in that film as well.
Yeah, she's mental.
Yeah, and but yeah, no, really, really good, really, really, really well made film. It kind of blew my mind a little bit when I first watched it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it's very well made, and Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. It kind of made me sad that Edward Norton wasn't going to be the Hulk in the MCU when he dropped out, to be honest. But no, we got Mark Ruffalo and he was great. So, yeah. What about your next one? Go on.
The Lovely Bones.
Oh,
again, absolute tearjerker of a film.
So sure.
It is. Ronan.
Irish lady, Miss Ronan. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a girl is murdered by her neighbour, and the film kind of runs that she's looking down from heaven and she's torn between like her grieving family and getting vengeance on the man who killed her.
So yeah, she was killed by a mental paedophile serial killer, right?
I don't know if he's a serial killer.
No, okay, sure.
But yeah, he was a paedophile, I guess, because I guess she's underage. I can't remember how old she was.
She's definitely young.
But yes, he was a paedophile. So yeah, he was a serial killer, and yeah, and so
she brings him to justice, sort of. By the end of the film, anyway, I remember, and then
yes,
she possesses someone to kiss a boy, and it's a bit weird.
Yeah,
that's just bizarre. But the boy, for some reason, knows that it's her, or guesses that it's her, which makes no sense. But there's quite a few coming of age elements in that, and the only things that I remember from the film are the sort of the skyscapes, which are just when she's standing on what is basically reflective water in the clouds. It's a weird kind of multicolored thing. It's quite cool. All of the imagery of where she is
it's really quite pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. And she does pretty damn good job, given that she dies like 5 minutes into the film.
Yeah.
No,
but yeah,
awesome.
It's good. I enjoyed it.
Right, my next one?
Yeah, go on.
Lord of the Rings. All of them. Do I have to pick one?
Nah, you can have them all.
Two Towers. I don't know.
Have you read the books?
Nope.
They are hard work.
Yeah. One of my friends describes them as 95% songs about trees and 5% about the actual plot of Lord of the Rings. But no. Yeah.
Again, love the films. Literally could watch them on repeat and
phenomenal film.
Never get bored.
Like, given that they're so long and the story is really long form, Peter Jackson's doing a phenomenal job. And so who we got? Elijah Wood,
Viggo Mortensen,
Christopher Lee, Ian McKellen,
Dominic Monaghan.
Dominic Monaghan, yeah. And, yeah, I think it's him from also in Lost.
Orlando Bloom. Ian McKellen.
Kate Blanchett.
Liv Tyler.
Hugo Weaving. This has just become a naming game. I don't know what's happening. Christopher Lee, did I say the Christopher Lee already? Yeah.
I think so.
Just phenomenal cast. When they made the decision in the Hobbit trilogy to stop the orcs from being, I think you said this, when they had 3D CGI orcs instead of people in makeup,
it was rubbish.
Sucked something out of the film.
Yeah.
And I think it's completely fair. Yeah.
No, I like them when they're like actual real people, and I don't know why they decided to change it really.
Yeah.
And
I think given that the story of how the story of Bilbo and Frodo, all that story is quite nice and quite like, I guess, family friendly and like very, very wholesome, and then on the backdrop all this warring, and it's just really well done, the entire thing from start to finish. I guess this is, we could do a whole episode of Lord of the Rings. But yeah, not as much a fan of The Hobbit, if mostly just because the story wasn't as epic as The Hobbit, as The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
because it was leading up to The Lord of the Rings.
And they didn't really need to make it into 3 films, did they?
Well, yeah, exactly. They made 3 Lord of the Rings length films for a book that's maybe 1/3 of one Lord of the Rings book. So it's just like, why? But no, Andy Serkis does an amazing job. Martin Freeman's pretty good.
So good.
In fairness. Richard Armitage is also pretty solid. But yeah, overall, like, it's just awesome. Yeah. Anything else to say on Lord of the Rings?
Nah.
Fair play. What's your next one?
Okay, this is my last one.
Nice. My last one is next, so.
It's a bit of a curveball.
Okay.
Because technically it's not based on a novel.
What?
I know. It's based on a play.
I don't know if that's okay.
I love you, baby. If you don't know what this is, we can no longer be friends.
That's really unfortunate for our friendship. What is it?
10 Things I Hate About You!
Oh my god. Holy
Based
crap.
on Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, alright. That took me way too long.
It took you way too long. Heath Ledger. Just the most beautiful man in that film. I just love that film. It's just so good.
It's really good. It is a really good
It's
film,
just
actually.
so good. It's just so good. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Back in the day when he was like 12.
12.
So good.
It's just such a cute film. And he sings and it's just annoying and beautiful and annoying. But yeah, I really enjoyed 10 Things I Hate About You. It's another one. It's one of my snuggly films. You know, when I'm feeling a bit like, meh, the weather's bad, I watch 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I actually quite like that film as well, in fairness. Do you want anything else to say on 10 Things I Hate About You?
It's the best. I think I've said that about every film. It's just the best.
Some not nice man pays another not nice man to convince a girl that he's into her, so that she'll come out to the prom, so that her sister is also allowed to come out to the prom, so that he can have her.
But then they actually love each other.
It turns out that they're actually both like screw ups, and it's great.
And they love each other, and they're just the best friends ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I allowed that one?
Yeah, you're allowed that one, because I've got a massive, stupid one. That's my last one as well.
Okay.
Ready?
Go on.
Da, da, da.
Jurassic Park.
Da, da, da.
Jurassic Park.
Da, 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 da.
Jurassic Park.
Well, you're not supposed to guess on the first one, but yes, Jurassic Park.
Is it? Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park.
Yes, it is. I actually really enjoyed the first one and the second film, but the first film particularly is just really well made in pretty much every way. Sam Neill, other people, Richard Attenborough.
He's Santa Claus.
Spared no expense on that film.
There's real dinosaurs in
It's a
there.
reference to the actual film where he constantly says throughout the film, spared no expense.
There's real dinosaurs in that film.
And of course, Dr. Ian Malcolm. Jeff
Real dinosaurs.
Goldblum. I mean, there are real animatronic robots.
Yeah. Real dinosaurs.
They do actually a really good job of mixing CG with animatronics in that film. It's real good.
Real dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But they haven't got feathers.
They haven't got feathers, so they're not accurate. Or some of them are and some of them aren't.
Not really
Who
real.
knows?
Yeah.
We went to the Natural History Museum the other day, and it still wasn't clear which ones had feathers and which don't.
No.
So
I don't think many people know, do they?
No. The one thing we have learned since Jurassic Park is that velociraptors are tiny, were tiny, and not velociraptor size.
Oh.
And they were most certainly feathered. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the main thing. But
Did they fly?
No. They were all flightless, more or less.
But raptors flew.
No. Pterodactyls? You thinking about?
Oh, pterodactyls.
Yeah. Or pterosaurs.
Which
as
is
the
a
Americans say.
velociraptor.
Velociraptors are the big brown things that click. And they go.
Oh, are they the ones that in the new film Chris Pratt makes his friends?
Well, yeah, which is stupid, but I kind of like it. Because he trained them. I mean, it's not like it's not like they're actually his friends.
But they're really small, are they?
Yeah, but they cover their asses in Jurassic World because the doctor, they're all like, "Doctor, you made this one really aggressive," and he was like, "Huh, you wanted more teeth. This is the whole thing." And he says, the line is, if we made them the way they were supposed to be, they would be vastly different to how they turned out. And I said that was the actual quote, but then I forgot the actual quote. I just made up a quote. So just pretend like that was the actual quote, and it was much better.
It was so good, babes.
Thanks.
No worries.
Jurassic World is fine and a pretty fun film, but it doesn't have the wonder of the first film of actual dinosaurs because everyone's bored of dinosaurs. Is the premise of Jurassic World?
I like that bit where in the first film where they go onto that big field and then you see them all walking around.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's awesome. And just other stuff like where he leans on the passed out Triceratops.
Oh, it's sick.
And it's sick, yeah. And it's just awesome. Just Jurassic Park.
It had been eating not allowed food.
Yeah.
And it made it sick. The lady said.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And Dr. Ian Malcolm is literally one of the greatest men. Jeff Goldblum is one of my heroes.
Oh, Gaia Hypothesis bloke.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
He's insane. Yeah, no, oh man, I could talk about Jurassic Park for days. But we might have to do a whole episode on that when Jurassic World 2 comes out.
Yes.
Awesome films. I even like the second one. Which
yes.
is
I haven't seen. I've only seen the first one and Jurassic World.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be called Jurassic World, should it?
Why?
Or Jurassic Park. Because that's not when the dinosaurs were.
Quite a lot of the dinosaurs are from the Cretaceous period, yeah, but that doesn't really matter.
I know stuff.
Cretaceous world sounds a bit shit.
I think they should call it
Dinosaur Island Park.
I think they should call it Dinosaur Land.
Dinosaur Land. I like it.
The dinosaurs are back in town.
Right, shall we wrap this baby up?
Yeah.
In a nice little bow. Right, if you want to find us on Twitter and tell us what your favourite movie adaptations of novels are. Does that make sense? Yeah, go with it. I am at B.Carter on Twitter. Tweet at me stuff. Hashtag top 10. Just give me a good hashtag.
Top 10 books.
Hashtag top 10 novel films or book films.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know. Hashtag me something. No, hashtag... No, fuck it.
Hashtag novels to books.
Hashtags.
No, novels to films.
Hashtag novels to films. At B.Carter, or you can tweet Laura at...
Speckle_15.
Or you can tweet our main Twitter handle, which is at CRFloorPod. We also like to thank our buddy TenYearsGone for providing us with the theme music. You can find him at I am TenYearsGone, no spaces on Twitter. You can tell that you got him on Twitter and you got the right one because he has a great big bushy beard.
Beautiful beard.
And in his profile picture, you'll be able to tell it's a polarized picture of him looking at his computer. And we're also, if you fancy supporting the show, we are also on patreon.com/TCRF Pod. And we're on Facebook actually at the same URL, so facebook.com/TCRF Pod. So yeah, come and join us on all the socials. We love interacting with fans of the show. So yeah,
come and say hi.
Oh yeah. And as always,
bye.
bye.